Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. We have had many theorists analyze our journey in, through, and after the COVID pandemic. Most everyone went into it like this and emerged like that. But lately, I've had to think about what is that. If you talk with people long enough, you will find they had to miss out on something because of COVID. Missed family events are big stories. Babies born and enduring pregnancy or birth, as my son and his family did. Missing retirement parties is part of my story, except I did have the best of the best retirement party for my school staff in that little lull when we thought COVID might be on the way out. But the point of this is loss. We all experienced loss. And with loss, there is no getting around grief. Because of my age, retirement status, and remote part time job, I was pretty fortunate in my COVID lockdown experience. However, I changed many of my favorite things to do, which was to entertain and socialize with people. It suddenly dawned on me that since COVID, a phrase we all tend to use, I have not embraced those two things that brought me so much joy. I wondered why. I, the consummate extrovert, now find a lot of contentment at home. Did I get used to it during COVID? Because my part time job is remote, I have many people contacts every day, but all through the computer. When I do the things I used to love, with people, I find my old outgoing nature is just as outgoing and fun loving as before. But I just don't jump for those opportunities as I did. And I have not entertained people in our home like I used to love to do. Thinking about that several days ago and talking with my friend Claire Nash, through our conversation, we decided that interestingly, we survived COVID. But how are we thriving since COVID? And such an insight. It is one thing to succeed, get through, survive, but it is the next thing that is just as important. How do we thrive? Do you know that the dictionary defines thrive as to grow vigorously, to flourish? I remember having a conversation with my colleague, Dr. John Bedward at Buena Vista University several weeks ago. He told me that he was curious about the ability for our society to flourish. That must be where the seed of my wonder was planted. Am I growing vigorously? How am I flourishing? Maya Angelou said, "The question is not how to survive, but how to thrive with passion, compassion, humor, and style." Those characteristics are magnets. They draw people to the one exhibiting those characteristics, and they fill the person who reflects them with meaning and purpose. Flourishing and thriving are not end products to achieve, they are ways of being, steps on the path we walk daily. I'm reminded of a fabulous quote by Cervantes: "The journey is greater than the end." Ooh, think about that. Or Robert Louis Stevenson, who said, "To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive." I do not want to stagnate in post COVID. So, is it time for me to put up my own detour signs? Joseph Campbell said, "Follow your bliss." Ooh, I love that. As I was researching for this podcast, I thought about what Campbell said: follow your bliss. Research is my curiosity. Oh, it's my bliss. I love learning things, taking in thoughts, ideas, information. By the way, did you know that Zora Neale Hurston said, "Research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with purpose." Isn't that cool? I think perhaps as a result of the isolation from COVID, we developed habits. Once developed, it's easier to stay in the familiar groove. In one of my textbooks, I found a meaningful exercise for us to try. Make three circles on a paper and allow each of them to touch. Then label them moving toward and moving away and moving against. You can use them in several different ways. Number them in order that you find yourself living most of the time. Or, as I'm going to do, label them with what you are moving away from, or moving toward, or moving against in daily life or in general, or with relationships, or with time. So, after this mumble jumble of thoughts, I hope you found something that sticks with where you are. And I hope you are assured that you are not alone in thought, wonder, or on the journey to the inn. It is our journey. We have the choice to put ourselves fully into it. I'm choosing to invite some people over and begin entertaining again. This week on your bathroom mirror, write, what do I want to move toward? Or what am I moving against? Or what am I moving away from? Then think about it and continue your journey to the end. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.